Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Hawk Talk. I'm your host, John Hawkins. If you're just joining us, well, guess what? You're in luck because right now we are starting to take calls. So call the flashing number on your screen and you can talk to us about anything. And it looks like we already got lines lighting up. Caller, you are on Hawk Talk. What do you want to talk about?
Um, Listen, I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, but
All right, go
I'm
ahead and fire.
um my kid at school is getting bullied and I need advice. What do I do?
Oh, well, you see, yeah, bullies are an everyday occurrence. Unfortunately, it's something that won't be stopped.
Hang on. Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to talk. God. Go on.
Uh, Everything all good there, caller?
No, sorry. It's just I'm in an apartment and they're just interrupting me. So go on.
Oh, well, uh, see, I don't know much about kids because my ex-wife took mine before, I could really even see them. Apparently, they're somewhere in Nevada now. But I guess the best advice I can give for your kid who's being bullied is just tell them to ignore everything.
Mm.
Because all they do is look for a reaction, right? So just, tell your kids to ignore the bullies.
I saw. Hold on, I'm chewing on a McChicken right now. I saw on the internet on my daughter's phone. It said, in order to stop bullying, when they're touching you, you say stop. That's giving me a boner, but I don't know if that'll work. I feel like
Uh,
giving that advice to my
it's a
daughter. I
bit of
don't
an
know.
inappropriate uh, piece of. I'm sorry, caller. We're gonna have to disconnect you for now.
Wait,
Thank you for
no,
calling
wait.
in. All right, that was a little bit weird. Hey, caller, you're on Hawk Talk. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, baby, when you slid me that number across the bar and you looked at me and I saw that face of disgust, man, I knew you were the
Excuse
one
me.
for me. I, hey, baby, when you this is the number you broke
Uh,
down, right? 528
I
304 7256.
think you might have
Damn good. Don't
the.
don't be playing with me.
All right,
I
we're just
come
gonna
over
hang
there
up
and
on
eat
that
your
one
ass.
right
I
now.
come over there and eat your ass.
All right. A lot of weird conversations going on, but you know what? We still got 30 minutes before we end the show. So you know what, caller, next caller, you're on the air. What do you want to talk about?
Yo, what's good, everybody? What's up? What's up? It's me, XXX, Christopher. I'm an upcoming SoundCloud artist, so I'm gonna play a song for you, all right? Let me just get out my phone.
We can't play any songs right now, Mr.
Dad, where's
X.
the phone?
We can't play any songs right now, Mr. Chris, because we are on a sort of a strict copyright thing. But you know what? If you want to come on to the other radio show, which is on next, you can call up and call them and
Nah, nah,
have your
nah,
song
nah, nah,
played.
nah, nah. I'm gonna just rap for you. I'm gonna just rap for you. I'm just a great rapper. I'm just gonna
Uh,
rap for you anyway.
Hold on before you do that. Oh,
Yeah. Hey, my name is fucking Snoop
okay,
Dogg
okay, we're
because
gonna
I
hang up
look
on that
like
one. No swearing on the Hawk Talk, please. Whoever's calling next, I hope you're a clean person. Welcome to Hawk Talk. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, hi, hot talk, dude. I love what you do here. It's great. I love it. I've been trying to talk to your manager to get on this show for like a while now, and I don't get my calls back. And he sent me a letter that said like restraining something. I don't know. It's not really. I mean, they didn't, a police car guy he didn't give it to me, so it's like not a law, right? That's probably something. So anyway, I'm out back your studio, and I have a crowbar. I'm getting in. You're not gonna stop
Oh,
me. I'm gonna be on today's episode. You
can
cannot stop me,
hey,
okay?
Joseph, can you call the police? Okay, we're gonna cut that one off for now. We got the police on the way, thankfully. Let's do a couple more calls before we end the show. Caller, you are on Hawk Talk. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, um, just wanna, give a
Caller, you
shout.
might need to speak up a little bit. I can't hear you that well.
Yeah, all right, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
You're still a little low. If you could speak up just a little bit more.
All right. just need to shout out to the Double D podcast. Shout out to them. They're a couple of cool guys.
Is that
Um,
is that
yeah.
some sort of what are they called, the YouTubey channels, YouTubey people?
The YouTube channels, yes.
Interesting. And
pretty
do they what do they do? They make music.
Mr. Hawk, can I tell you something?
Mr. Hawkins, thank you. Yes. What do you want to talk about?
I have your IP address right now. If you don't shout out the Double D podcast right now, I'm about to track you down and release it to the whole what's it called? The world. I'm about to release the whole thing to the world and nobody can stop me, all right?
Oh, thankfully, this is a radio show, not an internet thing. Well, you know what, caller? I'm glad you're promoting your brand. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I mean, I have someone breaking into your studio now,
Joseph, you called the police, right? You did? Okay. Make sure he
Chris,
doesn't...
we're in.
Alright, that was the end of that stupid ass show. Welcome to the good shit, known as the Double D
God.
podcast.
AKA the only podcast you should be listening to, and if you listen to any other, then you're probably missing out on a bunch.
Yeah, on a lot. Like my
On a
beautiful
lot.
voice.
What is this guy's stupid little show even called?
I forgot. Something has to do with the fucking hawk or some shit.
Yeah, because
Yay.
he likes birds and because he likes bird pornography.
Probably children.
I bet
too,
you
who
he-
knows?
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I was about to say he watches bird pornography, but whatever.
Yeah, Chris, you're not original. Did you know that?
I'm gonna shoot myself in the head soon.
Nah, that can.
Yeah,
that's
Kurt
gonna
Cobain
wait,
did
man.
that first. You can't say that.
You're just stealing jokes now.
Now you're just stealing-
ideas.
Now you're just stealing.
Ideas.
I'm about to bomb the Twin Towers again. Nah, you're just stealing ideas.
Ah, dude, you're just grasping.
That kind of
You're
reminds me.
reaching.
That kind of
You're
reminds me.
tweaking, cuz.
Do you guys remember the Ninja Turtles movie from a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The shell
The
shock.
one with the weird, like,
Yeah.
realistic kind of animation. Did you
Oh,
see their?
yeah.
Did you see their original poster that they had for that movie?
No.
No.
It was originally the four turtles jumping off an exploding building, and it was set to come out on
Oh.
September 11th.
Oh my god.
So, like,
Yo.
you see these
Yeah.
turtles jumping off, blowing up an exploding building, September 11th, and you're just like, yeah, we're gonna do it again, dude.
Man, if those swaggy turtles could have done it, why wouldn't those 2,000 people done it? Just jump.
I
LMAO.
wonder.
Just use your shoot, LMAO.
Yeah.
Wasn't there
everyone-
a second one?
Yeah, there was a second one, and apparently it was worse.
About 9/11.
Yeah, they talk about 9/11. They get
9/11
really
too.
Twice the towers,
Jeez.
twice the planes. Okay.
All the action.
We should move
You
on.
pay for the seat, but you only need the edge.
You haven't seen everything yet.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Ugh. Well, how the fuck have y'all been? It's been a minute since I've been on a
It's
proper
been a
episode.
huge minute.
Oh, it's hot, man. Like
I
your
mean, we
sister.
just finished finals, me and Soviet, so we have a ton of free time. Like last night, we were just playing fucking manly ass games. Like we were just making sure we played professionally, and we also made
Roblox,
sure.
Doomspire, Phantom Forces, Bandit Simulator.
Yeah, exactly, man. Only our manly choices are allowed. We will never allow.
You see, ladies.
Ourselves.
Shit. Roblox rap battle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were doing Roblox rap battle.
You see,
so
ladies,
glad.
you can get with a guy who lifts weights every day, but my two boys here, they play Roblox rap battle.
I
Now,
don't think
tell
you
me,
realize. I don't think you realize. Chris is trained by only the best. Ohego squad taught him well. You know.
Yeah. What's it called? Ramona was he was just showing me how to rhyme, and he's like, it's gotta make sense, man. And I'm like, okay. Well, he didn't like, we didn't go on BC or anything. It was just 1 day training, and basically he was just telling me that rhyming that doesn't rhyme, or that doesn't make any sense. So I was actually taking it seriously in the Roblox rap battles. I was like,
you feel like Rocky?
Most
And
of
like-
it was
like-
just rhyming with fat. You
And
know,
then
that was basically it.
And then when somebody finished their rap, I was like, not gonna lie, that's pretty gay. You be looking pretty fake, or some shit like that. I
Yo,
don't-
fucking
I
bars,
forgot.
to be honest.
Oh my
What
god,
did
it was
Did
you
you
did
feel
really
like
last
Rocky
night.
whenever he was training you? Like, did you run up the steps of like the Philadelphia City Hall and?
Oh hell yeah! Like
Shit
I was
talking
just
the
spitting
ground.
bars while I was just running up there,
Da-na-na. That'd be.
rhyming with orange.
Orange.
So how have you been, Captain?
I've been great. I finished my finals a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
I just registered for my classes like the same day, and
Nice.
just kind of getting ready for all that. I've been playing a shit ton of Smash. It's actually been like the only game I've been playing. I'm loving the shit out of it. If you follow
Yep.
me on Twitter, by the way, at Skeletons of Fun, I'm gonna leave that up for the remainder of the episode.
The only what's it called? The only game I've been playing recently was, it was either Sonic Adventure 2 or fucking Roblox with Soviet. It's kind of sad, to be honest, but we love it and it's fun, you know.
I mean, are you playing it like ironically at least?
No.
No, we haven't been like yesterday.
Chris, okay,
Yesterday.
No, Chris gets super competitive. Like, extremely competitive when he plays Roblox Doomspire.
just tell them what happened when we were playing Doomspire yesterday.
Okay, I bomb your base one time, you know, and then the rest of the game was you just, like, sneaking into my base, blowing it up before, like, taking out everyone else, and then just, we never got
then
put
when the
on
ra-
the same team.
Can
We
you,
just
uh,
kept fighting each other. You were
you-
so mad and angry. Like, what you do is, like, you would get quiet, get into my base, not say anything the entire time while blowing it up, and I'll be like, Chris, where are you? What are you doing, Chris?
Oh yeah, and at one point, I was like, all right, we're in truce right now. Like, I bombed his base, he bombed mine. We were in truce, we were in commerce. But then Soviet decided to come bomb my base, and
Yeah.
then afterwards, I was like, Soviet, you betrayed our truce. And then I stayed quiet that whole game and just destroyed
You stayed
everybody.
quiet for 3 games. Okay.
These stories are more interesting than what my grandpa told me about Vietnam.
Oh, I love Vietnam too.
Good
if you know
war
what I mean.
stories. Tell them to your grandkids.
We bombed each other. We were. It was a rough time. I lost my friend, and then I had to go kill him.
I feel like if my grandpa spoke English before he died, he probably would have told him about how he ate a weird orange, then started feeling really queasy in his stomach and died of Agent Orange like 7 years later. Like,
Because
just
he
like,
ate the orange.
the orange is in North Vietnam. Don't eat him, son boy.
Jeez.
Wish he
Oranges
learned
are-
English before he died.
Just to tell me that.
Oranges
instead
are
of-
weird.
I
Yeah,
like
honestly,
oranges.
Oranges are fucking
Honestly,
great. Shut the fuck up, Chris.
I like oranges, but
Yeah,
sometimes
you better.
whenever I think about the word orange or eat an orange, I just feel weird sometimes, cause like
Is it because all that
s-
oranges?
no, I don't know. It's because sometimes whenever I eat an orange, I just don't know what to expect. Like, every orange looks the same, and then at one point I think it's gonna be acidic, but it's actually fucking sweet. And at one point I think it's sweet and it's fucking acidic.
Yeah, I get what you mean. When I ate that bag of oranges all last night, I got a
Oh,
quite,
yeah.
like, quite I got quite a diversity of like flavors. Some of it was like really squishy and disgusting, and some of them were really firm and sweet and like delicious, like that one orange, like
Oreos.
nut in your mouth kind of shit.
I really like oranges, but I'm probably gonna get roasted whenever I say this. But do you guys know like those like easy peel oranges like that people make for kids?
Yeah, like,
What?
Like the small ones. The small
Yeah, like the
ones?
really small ones.
Yeah, yeah,
occasion-
that's what I ate.
Oh,
yesterday.
okay. Good. I'm not alone.
Kids use easy peel oranges.
Well,
What the
like
fuck?
they're grown to so like the rinds won't be so thick. You can just
Yeah, they
easily
really
peel them.
thin rinds and.
Yeah.
Back
sometimes
in
they get
my
really dry.
day, back in
But-
my day, if you needed to eat an orange, we had to get long ass nails, stab the orange, and
They had our long ass witch fingers and we had to poke into the orange.
yeah.
Back in my day, I went to my Vietnam concentration camp, got a fucking jab, and had them peel it for me.
One time,
There is so many flaws with that story. We had to go to a concentration camp in Vietnam and a Japanese guy had to open my orange.
I remember
History.
all I do to peel oranges nowadays is I just bite into it and just peel it back with my fingers.
Are you
easily.
actually one of those people that do that?
I've
I like
never thought about doing
basically I sink my teeth into it and I rip a little piece so that it has
Just
an
eat it.
opening.
Use
Just
your
like that.
nails.
that. You freak out.
No,
people
it's because
around
my
you.
my nails. No, it's because my nails aren't long. I
My
always
nails
cut
aren't long
them.
either.
What?
play
I
the
try-
fucking
I
piano,
always
man.
I always try and yet I can't peel them. That's why I have to sink my
Get
teeth
one of those
into them.
easy peel, fucking oranges. That's the point of easy peel.
That's why I like those because I can
Yeah.
just pick one up, eat one like in just a couple minutes, and I'm done with an entire
And like
bag.
most of the time, they're not as juicy, which is kind of a good thing. Because when
Yeah,
I open
this
up an orange, I don't want it to explode in my fucking
Oh my god,
hands.
I hate that because whenever you like peel it from like start peeling from the wrong spot, it's just
Yeah.
gonna shoot out and hit your eye.
And this is like
Fuck
you
oh,
have to have
yeah.
a napkin or a plate, and like
Yeah.
it has a rind. I should use the rind as a plate.
Yeah.
I don't have to fucking use a bowl to soak up all the juice that's falling out of it. That's why I don't eat school lunches or like school fucking oranges because they always like explode and they're disgusting and sticky and messy.
Yeah. I remember I had sorry, I'll just say this real quick. I had an orange for one of my school lunches back in middle school, and I opened it up. It like I could have just wrung it out. It was just straight juice inside. It was so fucking gross.
I remember this year. I don't like school lunch at all, but at one point I was just really hungry because I didn't eat the night before, or I didn't eat breakfast. But I was really hungry, so I decided to grab some lunch for like the first time in years. And honestly, it was fucking, I don't know. Like I decided to grab an apple because that's all I was craving for. I grabbed the apple and the fucking bottom, like you know the little bottom, like
Yeah.
it's on the fucking side. I don't know why. Like it was just
like a
mutated.
90-degree angle.
I
like,
swear to God, like school lunches are like they're manufactured by like machines. I don't think any school lunch has been touched by human hands.
Thanks
yeah,
a
they all
lot,
wear
Michelle
gloves,
Obama.
real fucking, weird.
Thanks, Michelle
Actually, the
Obama.
blunt hunters just fucking robots or Mexican workers and the Mexican underpaid illegals.
Yeah.
Not racist or anything, but
Man, it's weird because like in the both high schools that I went to, it's like both of them the lunches were the exact same. Like one side of the cafeteria was like all the food that was like manufactured by like machines. Had like the dry pizza and like the French fries that were like rocks and shit. On the other side, they had the gourmet stuff that only the rich kids bought. Spend $15 to get a salad.
I
kind of shit.
remember I read an article somewhere saying the only reason they could serve pizza in high schools is that like the pizza companies rallied to make the tomato paste on pizzas a vegetable.
Oh
and
yeah, I
make the
remember
cheese on
that.
there. And so like basically and so they called also like French fries they add on the side a salad because they're vegetables.
I remember
And
that.
that's why they serve ranch with it. I don't. It's just disgusting. I
It
remember
was a bad argument, I'll tell you that.
I mean, pizza's cool and all, but like it's so.
Yeah, it's not. It should never be considered a vegetable. It's literally a junk food.
It's fucking pizza. I remember.
Hell no.
I remember this. I got a cheese pizza once, and it was the worst mistake of my life because I remember when she slapped it onto my like tray. It's a black tray, but like it seeped into it. It's like the oil,
Oh,
all
God.
the oil that slobbered off into it, seeped into the milk, like the milk holder, like the little milk cup pouch on the plate. And I didn't
Oh.
put my milk in the plate because I'm just like, this is literally like full of oil. It drained
They were-
into there.
They
This
were
is
like
all
that,
fucking
weren't
oil.
they? They were like that, weren't they? I remember, like, I had slices of pizza that were just like, you could wring it out into a cup and have yourself like a little grease and oil drink.
God, it's
It
fucking
was so
disgusting,
fucking
man.
disgusting. It was either like they were so undercooked that they were like greasy and oily, or they were overcooked that if you took a bite, you'd lose a tooth.
I remember like it's always a different pizza every day. I don't always eat school lunches, but when I like have friends that are hungry, I'll just follow them and maybe get a lunch in the meantime. And
I remember.
let me tell my
Oh,
story,
no,
dumb
go on.
shit.
Go on. I'm sorry.
There's two pizzas you can get. There's like the pizza that's really good crust and it's like fine, and then there's the pizza that's like it's basically still frozen.
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like cardboard frozen shit that shouldn't be. It should be legal to sell to children.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm paying the same amount for both pizzas, but one of them is gonna give me lung cancer just because of the sawdust I get from chewing it. You, Chris.
I remember, like, I remember back then when school lunches were actually good. Like, back in, like, what, 2008? I remember just, like, always waiting to go to the fucking cafeteria, dude. Like, every time they had these things called Galaxy Pizzas, and they were the greatest
What the
fucking
fuck?
shit ever. And then all the burgers and shit, all that shit was fucking good. But after the whole fucking what's it called, Michelle Obama shit with the
Yeah.
whole food policy, that's when everything started going down. Like, that's why I
Yeah.
don't even grab school lunch anymore, because of fucking Michelle Obama.
I mean, I'm not like. I always look towards lunch, not for the lunch itself, but just to like not be in class.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the smell of all the lunches they have in there has enough toxic waste to like rival Vietnam, like North Vietnam rice paddy fields. Like oh god. I remember one time, my friend's vegan, so when he gets milk, instead of getting milk, he has like a big tray for him that's just like juices and whatever. One time I just told the lunch lady, "Oh yeah, I'm vegan too," because you had to be whatever. And so I picked up one of the juice cartons because I wanted to try something different for once. It was apple juice, okay. I usually shake my drinks before I open them. I shake it. It sounds like goo. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ugh.
I shake it again. Instead of like the... It's just like slime hitting the sides of cartons.
Ugh.
And when I open it,
Bubbles come out.
instead
I
of
don't
drinking
like the
it, I
sound.
turn it into my plate. Nothing comes out. Nothing comes out.
Oh, it's frozen, isn't it?
It wasn't frozen. That's the thing.
What?
A
What?
blob of slime comes out of it.
Oh,
This shit's rotten. It's not even. How does it coagulated into like this like yellow goo? And it was like so fucking disgusting, man.
And your friend
It
was
had, like,
drinking this shit?
Yeah, he did it every day because he was vegan, and I'm like, what is this?
That poor kid. My God.
It was like he didn't drink the same thing. Like there was some that was fine. The one I got was just so disgusting, and it's like it's impossible to think that some dude was just like, yeah, I'm gonna put this in a bottle, and I'm gonna not check if it's rotten or not.
I imagine.
They probably just
So
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
disgusting.
They probably just like grab the apple, squeeze out the juice, grind the apple that doesn't have juice, and like put it in a fucking carton. I could just see that happening.
No, what I imagine is like that one fucking that one like scene in Zootopia where like fuck, my computer fell asleep. The one scene in Zootopia when like that one elephant gets like all the peanuts, snorts them in, and
Nuts.
plops them on the ice cream.
Yeah.
Like imagine that.
Oh.
Like imagine just like an elephant chewing on a bunch of apples and then like snorting out the juice.
What I like to imagine is like the lunch ladies are like preparing the lunches in the back, and one of them's just like, this apple juice looks a little weird. It's all gelatinous. Like the older like one who's been there for years just puts it on a plate. She's like, all right, we'll just serve it as Jello.
Gee. I wonder what lunch ladies think about their lunch. Like, I wonder if they actually think it's actually good quality food because they made it, or if they just
don't
think
make
it's
it
fucking
though,
terrible.
So I don't think they care.
They serve it. They don't make it.
Yeah, they don't make it.
Really? They just fucking put it in an oven and just
A
here you go,
lot,
kids.
you know, like
Most of
those,
the time, they don't even put it in an oven. They just put it out in the heating trays or whatever.
Yeah,
and
and-
the kids just grab it.
because like you know when you see those like
Oh,
those
so
burgers
that's
in like
why-
the metal pouches, those are
Yeah.
probably
So
that's
put
why-
in the oven and like mass produced.
So that's why my burgers, like every time, sometimes when I grab them, they're fucking frozen. Sometimes, like some part. of it
Yeah,
has
because
to
they
be
just
frozen.
Yeah.
like I don't know. You're the lucky person who got their lunch first, and it wasn't quite here. Or, like,
Sorry.
You know what was,
Sorry.
you know what school lunch was always like the thing I always looked forward to was the chicken patty sandwiches. Those were so good.
Oh, they're so bad now.
I loved
so
them.
bad
I used to
now.
love them
I
because they
used to
used
like
to
'em
be like
too.
really well made and like they would always be moist and shit and they would just be so
Oh,
good.
when I lived, I used to live on post, like on a military base, when I was little, like when I was like 7 or something. I'm still barely going to school, and like the chicken patties they had there were crispy. They were crispy on the outside, and then just like moist on the inside. And the patties, like the buns were cooked separately from the actual patties, and so they didn't have like the sogginess and like moisture of it. And it was actually good. And they gave you a bag of chips, and like Doritos or like Cheetos or whatever you had, a little tiny bag of that, and you had like your little pin, and oh, I fucking miss all that,
I know.
man.
I remember. Yeah. What's it called? No, I didn't mean to say I remember. Recently, my school's been trying to do new shit with the school lunch. Like, I told my mom about this. Not because I was saying, "Mom, you have to change this." Fucking. They're making this thing. They're making this food called pupusas, and basically what they are is like a tortilla, and like there's stuff inside like cheese and some sort of meat called chicharrones. And
No, yeah.
what they fucking do is grab beans, bro, and they like fucking squish the shit out of them, and then put it into a tortilla, and then just here you go.
Yeah, I remember my school doing that too.
It's gross, dude. Like
I
those aren't
remember-
even pupusas. Like they're just fucking tortilla and beans. Like get out of here.
The second high school I went to, like every day was themed. So like Monday would be like Mexican food. Tuesday would be like Chinese food. But everything tasted the same, no matter what. Like the refried beans would have no flavor, with like a hint of like spice. Then you go in for like whenever they were serving the Chinese food, you'd eat the rice. It would taste the exact same. It was a different kind of food. It was the exact same thing.
I remember
Different colors, same thing.
Different color, yeah. They just sprayed it.
repackaged cardboard, you know. Spray painted
They just sprayed it down with a different kind of paint.
I remember when I lived on post, they used to give salt packets and pepper packets, and like hot sauce and ketchup, and like I don't know what you don't know what I'm talking about. The fucking ketchup they give at school, the chunky mess of just like disgusting plastic and oil that they have that's not even ketchup anymore. It's just like ground tomato bits and like the stems of like thumbs that people lost in like a meat grinder or whatever. It's not ketchup at all. It's like chunky, but it's
They
not.
just call it salsa.
It's like they just take salsa and just like grind it down a little bit more in a mortar and pestle, and they're just like, yeah, that's
Ketchup.
ketchup.
A little chunky ketchup. Yeah, school
Ketchup with a
lunches-
little extra kick.
Oh,
The kick is finger.
Yeah. Like you
its
just squirt out the
toes.
ketchup. You fucking squirt out the ketchup and a fucking finger comes
Just
out.
a
I could
whole
just see
finger
that.
pops out. Oh my god.
they're literally witches. That's exactly what school lunch teachers are. They're
Exactly.
like little boil and troil, bubble and trouble. It's kind of fucking lunch ladies.
Bubble,
lunch
bubble,
witches.
boil in trouble.
Yeah.
The only good thing that my school does, well, they did this freshman year, but they stopped doing it because of budget purposes. But basically, they'd hire these people, and they're like professional chefs. Like they know how to cook and shit, and really good. But like, they do this thing where either we get an Asian bowl where we get like either noodles, rice with like these kind of meats, like meatballs, chicken, and all that, and all these other condiments, and it was really good. And then we had a a burrito day where basically they made burritos just like in Chipotle, and it was actually really good. But now my school's trying to attempt that, but it's just fucking manufactured food. It's gross.
It's like I said, like most school lunches have not been touched by human hands.
Wait. I know a place where it has. At my school, we have like a culinary course, and recently we got like a grant or whatever to build an addition to the high school to actually get like a real kitchen for the culinary kids. And so if you there's a course called chefs for like sophomores and juniors and whatever, where you can cook food for other students. And so like during the lunches, your class will literally be cooking for the students, and they have a really good cafe, and it's actually good food that's been cooked by real people, and it's actually good. And it's really cool.
That's what my high school did. Whenever I was taking Chinese 1, our teacher was able to get a bunch of the culinary students from the home ec class to make like a bunch of Chinese dishes, and they were delicious. Like these were people who were like so sincere about perfecting the food they make, and they did a wonderful job. They should replace lunch ladies with people who know how to cook, man.
Oh yeah, man. Except like beginning of the year, it was whack because you could tell that a lot of them didn't know what they were doing. End of the year though, they get really good stuff. You can get really good stuff going.
Yeah.
Not really for my school. Like they just don't give a shit at the end of the year. Like literally at the last day of school, all you just see is just a shitload of boxes and shit. Nothing school environment. It looks like a fucking warehouse at the last day of school.
Maybe that's what they do what else? This summer. They just like pour a bunch of. Maybe it's like a morgue at the end of the year.
You mentioning the chefs. You mentioning the chefs working at the school. I guarantee you, like, private schools do that kind of shit. Like, those rich ass private schools where they have uniforms and shit.
Oh, yeah,
I guarantee you that they do that stuff, and it's really healthy as well. But it's also good. I just want lunches like that. I just want good food. I don't give a shit about the learning. Just give me some food.
Like I don't know. The whole entire point of having healthy lunches is so kids don't go hungry, and then they actually are healthy after they eat. But like, from what I know, I don't think any of the healthy lunch programs have actually stopped childhood obesity. And yeah. I know a lot of people just don't eat because it's terrible food, and they're worried they're gonna get even like less healthy from eating it. Another thing is, like when they give fruit, like they require you to have fruit, and so they waste your money by like making you buy fruit, and then you don't eat it, and it's just a fucking waste. It's just all that shit encompassed is just terrible. It doesn't help us at all.
They should also think about like what they sell. Like if your food's bad, nobody's gonna like fucking eat it. Like nobody's gonna buy it. If they do buy it, they're probably not gonna eat it as well, which is a huge waste as well. But like if you had actually good food, like you could actually make a bunch of profit off it.
Yeah, except who makes the profit off of school lunches getting sold? The company selling school lunches, not the actual school.
The school. I think the school gets the money
after
every meal.
I'm pretty sure most of the money goes.
If it's a company making food for the school, then the school would only probably get a cut.
Hello?
Probably not even.
And so my school is still poor, and everyone else is still poor, and everyone's unhealthy. So thanks, Obama.
The point of school lunches is not to keep the children healthy. It's just to keep the children, with food. They don't even care what kind of food goes with it.
But it should be to keep them healthy,
It reminds me of that cartoon Replacement Bully, where the lunch lady, she took a scoop into the pizza and just gave it to the kid.
What the fuck?
I'll have to show you that later. Play the scene of a lunch lady scooping up the pizza.
Phil and I just had another kid, so of course we need a bigger SUV. Being a mom is hard with soccer, football, and lacrosse practice, so we bought the new Maibatsu Monstrosity. It's so big, we lost little Joey in the back and couldn't find him for an hour. When I'm rushing to the mall or talking on my cell phone, I know me and my family are safe. The Maibatsu Monstrosity has four-wheel drive, and in amphibious mode, it can cross rivers. So far, I've only hit a few puddles, but it's good to know it's there. With the time I save taking shortcuts through the strip mall parking lot, I can focus on the important things, like gazing longingly at the pool boy or buying more exercise equipment off the TV. So what if it gets 3 miles to the gallon? I'm a mom, not a conservationist. The new Maibatsu Monstrosity. Mine is bigger.
But anyways, guys, I actually had a interesting little topic that I wanted to talk about because there's a story associated with it. But what is like a real awkward moment that you've been in? And if so, has it been so bad where you couldn't do anything about it?
I like how you said if so, as if like there's been a possibility we've never been in an awkward situation.
Well, no, because like there's been awkward situations that I've been in where I could like easily just walk away, but there's one in particular that I wanted to tell y'all about where I couldn't do anything about it. It just happened.
Go ahead.
No, Chris, I want to hear yours first.
Yeah, I want to hear y'all's first because mine's a bit of a long story.
Chris.
Oh man, my awkward story. Does it have to be like what's it called? Can I tell a story where I just look back and then I cringe really hard?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to, you don't have to though.
It's because I have so many. I can't think of.
Jeez, that's rough.
No, I get what you mean. I have my fair share too.
I'm trying to think. I don't really know many. But because I repress it too much, and it's just like back my mind.
I think it has to be in the second grade. A lot of shit happened in the second grade. I broke a Bakugan in the concrete. I fucking.
Oh yeah, I remember that story. I love that
what
story.
What else?
Check this out. It just throws it against the concrete. I love it.
What else? Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So in the second grade, I really like this one girl, right?
Oh no.
Like yeah, it has to involve her. Yeah. Oh my god. literally, I really like that girl. Like I was head over heels and shit, but the fucking awkward part was that I'd literally do anything for her. Literally anything. Like
Oh, like, would you agree with her on like everything? Like,
I'd agree with her on anything. If she told me she wants to do something, if she told no, not if we want to do something. We never did anything. If she told me something I have to do, I do it because I was like yes, ma'am. And let's see. I just remember one time to show loyalty, all right, and I'm just putting commas, like put that word loyalty and then put like commas between like just put commas, just put like commas,
quotes,
loyalty,
quote
air quotes.
Oh, not
Are you stupid, Chris?
I'm sorry. It's because I have
those floating commas.
You know those floating commas.
Oh, it's inverted commas, yeah.
No, yeah. Like, you know what I did?
What?
I grabbed the green marker, and I fucking colored my teeth, and I showed it to her.
Oh, wow, Chris.
Oh my god, dude! And then after she was like, okay, like I don't. She told me this story because I completely forgot, but then I remembered the whole thing. Like, I recently met up with her again in high school, and she keeps telling me all this shit I did, and I'm like, god damn it!
Is that why you brushed your teeth on live stream?
No, that's not. No.
Green marker.
To get rid of the green marker, Steve. No. And what else would I do? Yeah, I guess that's about it for second grade. Soviet, what about you?
I really don't know any like real awkward moments. Again, probably because I repressed them all. I'm probably gonna like figure one out when I'm like sleeping tonight. When I'm really like awake. insomniac.
Do
sleeping at night.
you want me to just tell mine and maybe you can jog one or
I
something?
mean, I think
Jog
the
a
only
memory?
real awkward moment I've had this year is that one autistic girl in the hallway.
Oh yeah, you already told that.
Yeah,
in
that was
episode.
extremely awkward and scary. Maybe I was like,
Oh,
most
yeah,
awkward
that's
time
right.
in my life. Just a girl
Which
screaming at
episode
me.
was
That was last one actually. That was 6, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. The one with you and Anthony. That's
Yeah.
right.
Unintelligent babbling.
So mine was literally about
Literally.
it was literally like 2 hours of me like just sitting there like not knowing how to handle the situation. This was back a few years ago when I was still in high school. I'm gonna change some names just so I don't like, just so if they're listening by chance they don't fucking call me up in the middle of the night and get pissed. My friend, let's call him Brad.
And
my
you
friend
loved
Brad. I loved Brad.
And then
I
he
love
told
that
him.
My friend Brad, he calls me up on a Saturday. He's like, "Hey, dude, you want to go get lunch or go get dinner?" And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, sure. I don't have work." So he comes to pick me up. Okay, he comes to pick me up. That's a big factor. He comes to pick me up, and as we're on our way to the restaurant, he says, "Hold on, I gotta make a quick stop." So we stop by this person's house, and it's his girlfriend. He brings her along with us. So he forces me as the third wheel, like before we even
God.
get to eat. So we get to the restaurant, and I can't even get part of any conversation. Like they're talking amongst themselves, while I'm on the other, like I'm on the other side, sitting in my booth, kind of just looking at Facebook and just kind of waiting for the night to be over.
Just your average school day.
Yeah, average
about
school
school
day,
days?
except it was on Saturday.
School days.
Talking about
Did
school
you say
days?
School days, Chris.
Do you say
Yeah,
school
school
days?
Yeah, but go on, Captain. Sorry.
We get our food, and while we're eating, I hear them start getting a little mad at each other, and I kind of eavesdropped a little bit. I didn't hear what they said exactly, but like it sounded like the girl was getting mad at Brad. She started bringing up names of like different girls and said some shit like, "I saw you hanging out with him" or something like that.
Hanging out with Chelsea
And
last
then-
night.
And then Brad would like start naming off like guys. It would say the same thing. "I saw you hanging out with them the other night." And I was just listening, and I'm trying not to get involved. And they're just arguing with each other, and they're not screaming. They're kind of keeping a low volume, but yeah, they're just going at it in this really like bad argument, like accusing each other of cheating. And
Oh God.
I just do not know what to do. I text one of my friends, Tyler. I said, "Hey Tyler, is there any chance you can come by this restaurant and come pick me up? Good things are not happening right now." And he said, "Dude, I wish I could. My car is in the shop. I'm sorry." And he sent me prayers. So I'm just like, fuck, I have to stay here. And before anyone like asks me, I didn't think to use Uber because I didn't know how it worked at the time.
You didn't
And I
know how
didn't
to
even-
open up the door and go inside the car.
Well, yeah. I just didn't like I didn't really like kind of trust apps like that. I still don't. Let's see here. By the end of the meal, I had my stuff paid for, but Brad forgot his wallet, and he asks me if I can pay for it. And this is the type of guy, you buy him lunch every now and then, and you're like, "All right, so you owe me this much." He's like, "Oh, okay." Never pays you back. If I was still holding it to him, to this day, he would owe me at least maybe over $100.
Jeez.
Yeah, because I was such a naive person. And and he asked me to cover his bill and his girlfriend's bill that total up to $45. Meanwhile, my taco salad was literally just 10. So they had to get the most expensive stuff, and I told him, dude, I'm sorry, I can't pay for it. This is all the money I'm willing to spend tonight. And he gets mad at me because I won't pay for his food. Then his girlfriend gets mad at him for being mad at me, and they start arguing more. Now they're starting to get louder, and people are looking at us, and I'm trying to hide my face, and I kind of realize this now. It probably looked like that I was the one who kind of started the argument and just kind of set it off between them in the restaurant when people are looking at us. So it's probably even more embarrassing now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And so they're arguing, and when they stop, Brad gets out of the booth and he says, "Hey Quinn, can you help me see if we can find my wallet in my car?" I was like, "Yeah, whatever." So we get in his car, and he leaves. He leaves his girlfriend at the restaurant. I'm sitting in his car. Like,
does she even call him? Does she start yelling at him or something?
He turned off his phone as soon as we got in the car.
Oh god.
As soon as we got out of the parking lot, I'm just like, what's going on? He's like, "We're gonna leave her there, dude. I don't care about her anymore." And he starts laughing, starts getting all like proud of himself, and I'm just like, I'm so ready to go home. I even tell him, "Hey man, is it okay if we go home? I want to grab my charger." And on the way back, he's just like making fun of her, slandering her, calling her a bitch, calling her a cunt, all these like names. He's just so proud of himself. And I'm just thinking, this girl is at the restaurant right now. She probably doesn't have money on her. I don't even know what she's gonna do. I hope she's like okay at least. He drops me off and he waits in my driveway, and I literally go inside and I just stand at the door for like 5 minutes, and I come back out and I'm just like, "Hey man, I gotta stay home. My mom needs me to do some chores around the house." He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll see you later." And he pulls out. I sit in my chair, in my desk chair. I'm just processing everything that happened. It was so bad. And he texts me at 11 o'clock. This all went down at like 7. He texts me at 11 o'clock that night, and he's just like, "Lol, she had to pay for it all on her own."
Wow.
I'm just like, wow, you're a fucking asshole. Did you choose to be this way, or does it just naturally occur?
Are you born this much of a penis?
Exactly. And just the entire ordeal just like still makes me cringe every time I think about it, because I'm sitting there listening to a couple accuse each other of cheating. Not only that, but he forced me as a third wheel. I thought it was just gonna be two friends hanging out, but no, he invites his girlfriend for no fucking reason and forces me to just be there.
Do you still talk to him at all?
Hell no. God, no. This is that guy that I told you about that tried to start up that fake Tyler the Creator type brand.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
I feel like all third wheel situations or all third wheel stories are like the most awkward stuff ever, because you have two people that are extremely intimate, and then you have you and your friend.
Yeah.
And it's awkward for probably the girlfriend because she doesn't want to act all lovey-dovey around some random dude. Probably awkward with you because you can't act all weird around this girl. And then he's just there just like, "Oh, haha, I can do whatever I want." Like,
It was I hated it, man.
Jeez.
Someone like I was talking to someone about like restaurants, and they just happened to say the name of that restaurant. And just all of that was just like unearthed from my mind. I thought that'd be an interesting story to
flashbacks
tell.
here.
Honestly, I hate having to deal with like, this doesn't really happen to me nowadays, but I don't like dealing with other people's relationship problems. Like, they come to me, they're like, "Chris, oh no, oh my god, they broke up with me, oh my god." Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Do you want me to like suck his dick or something? Like, what?
No, the thing is, I give my friends advice about their relationships because most of them I know they're not gonna keep that relationship, so I don't care what I give them, because it's gonna be bullshit anyway. And like literally anything I give them is gonna be better than what they're doing now. And I just
with you.
don't give a shit about the relationship. And so I don't know. If my friend thinks I'm helping him, that's good on him. And if he thinks he's doing something good by like asking for advice, like I don't take it seriously when I give someone advice about relationships, because that really should be them, like a them problem, and not a my relationship's going to shit. This girl that I love intimately needs help. What do I do?
Like, yeah, you should be
I don't
able
know
to
the girl.
understand how you're supposed to be able. A healthy relationship is like, basically you have to understand how your significant other feels. Like, you can't just like be in a relationship and be like, all right, now what do I do?
Yeah, you can't have a wingman forever.
Yeah.
Like, you go on that first date, maybe have a wingman. You don't know that girl that much. You're trying to get into her, but after you should know. After that, you should know.
Yeah, like, if you're gonna go out with her, at least know how he or she feels. Like, you should have a good understanding of how they are and like what you should do and shit.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That kind of reminds me of another pretty awkward situation.
Go ahead.
It involves a couple. This time, it was supposed to be a first date with, well, not necessarily a date. We were just kind of hanging out. But, like, we were at a coffee shop and we were just hanging out. And it just so happened her ex walks through the door and starts hanging out with us, chatting with her. And they're, like, having all these conversations, talking about shit I have no idea about. She even says at one point, oh, this is my friend Quinn, and like I shake his hand and they just go back to whatever they were talking about. So I was just sitting there just like waiting for this asshole to go. But I ended up leaving. I said, hey, I gotta go. I think I gotta go get ready for work. I'll see you later. It was just fucking weird, man.
Yeah, God,
Like you could have sworn they were still dating, like by the way they were talking to each other.
Yeah.
It was
man.
weird as hell.
Yeah, relationships are just really whack.
Yeah. If I ever get into a relationship with a girl, I only want to talk about Smash Brothers and JoJo. If any girls are like that, please contact me at Twitter at Skeletons of Fun, still on the screen, by the way.
Just have it flashing multiple times, point as many arrows to it as
I'll
possible.
flash y'all's little Twitter things just on the screen for like half a frame. Look, here it is. Hope you got that.
Oh,
It's the only time I'm gonna show
Captain,
it.
stop that. That's hurting my eyes. Oh, no.
Captain, I have epilepsy. Oh, there it goes. I'm dying.
Epilepsy?
I have
I
Epsom
got
salts
Pepsi.
in my skull.
Oh, no.
I got Pepsi-lepsy.
Pepsi. I got Pepsi in my skull.
I got Pepsi in my skull.
Speaking of Pepsi, you guys ever heard of Pepsi Man?
Pepsi, man. Pepsi,
Yeah.
man.
You ever play the Pepsi Man
It-
game?
No, I got a question. Was he an actual mascot or something for Pepsi?
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
That was a real, it was big in Japan.
Oh, that's Japan, though.
No, no one's
Well,
gonna
no,
say
it was an American thing, but he's huge in Japan. Like, they made games based off Pepsi Man in Japan.
No.
Because I guess it was just so flashy.
Every time I think of, like, the Flaccid Force from Kill Bill and Rav, I think of Pepsi Man. You know?
The Flaccid Force.
Yeah, the Flaccid Force.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just think of,
I just like that name.
the Pepsi.
I can already see the title of this podcast. 3 retards talk about Pepsi Man and talk about oranges for like an hour.
A bunch of
We only talked about orange for like 5 minutes. And
No,
we got to school
we
lunches.
We talked
We
about
talked
school
about it for-
lunches for like a good 20 minutes. I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
calling this
Christmas.
one School Lunches and Third Wheeling. That's the name of the
Meet the
episode.
real 3 lunch ladies.
Third wheel link school lunch. That's a good
Guys,
title.
More like
We
dual
should just
wielding.
go on a
More like dual wields. double D podcast.
Double D podcast. Full
hell yeah,
circle.
dude. Full circle. That's what I'm talking about.
Anyways, you were saying, Captain? Oh, shit,
I
my
was just
phone.
saying we should go on a triple date with some lunch ladies, the 3 of us and them.
Hell no. I'd have to turn down your offer.
If we,
Why?
I just realized, if if we got 4 people in a podcast, it would be a double D date.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need 2 vaginas and 2 penismen to do that.
If we got 4 people went on dates on Normandy, it'll be a double D date day.
That's
Whoa.
what the Valentine's
Normandy.
Day
Yeah.
episode should be.
In Normandy, along with those American cemetery, all those dead people.
What?
Should have. Yeah. What's that? Isn't there?
I
a
was talking
cemetery
about
there?
Valentine's Day and you just bring up a cemetery.
Yeah, no, like Normandy. Like, doesn't that have like a cemetery about like the D-Day cemetery?
Oh,
Those
I think
American
so.
people just have a date there.
I
a
didn't
double
hear you
D-Day.
say Normandy. I just heard
Oh.
cemetery after I said Valentine's Day. We just went in the complete opposite direction.
Speaking of D-Day, have you guys seen what's it called? Have you guys ever played Call of Duty World War II?
I heard it was bad and
Like-
historically inaccurate.
What a movie.
Well, it's kind of weird, to be honest. Like, I saw a campaign for it, but honestly, now that I think about it, the campaign is like a lot of it does not have to do with a bunch of stuff that happened in World War II. Like the story about like the characters and all that. That obviously that doesn't have to involve with World War II because they're not real
Oh.
people. But some of it I was like, oh shit, that actually did happen. Like at one part, like the main character, he's trying to get away from the Nazis, like sneaking, and then afterwards this Nazi finds like these U.S. Army members and fucking burns them to death. And I'm like, oh shit, that actually did happen, I think.
You want to talk about inaccurate? Have you seen the Battlefield 5 missions?
No, I have not.
They are very, very inaccurate.
Really?
There
What
was-
happens?
Okay, so there's this one mission. I forgot what it's trying to be based off of. I forgot the name of the actual mission. But what it was these Norwegian spies. They were trying to bomb a heavy water factory somewhere in Germany, I think. I don't know. I'll put the Wikipedia article in the description in case anyone's interested.
Wikipedia.
but what-
What?
Hell yeah. But they were trying to bomb this heavy water factory that the Germans were using for their weapons. But they were stuck in this cold weather because once the mission started, a blizzard hit. So they were trapped in this cave, like trying to survive. Like they were killing, or like they were really rationing out their food, like trying to keep it as much as they can, or whatever the fuck I just tried to say. I'm not thinking before I speak. They had all these rations and they were like trying to make them last, and they even killed a deer and ate it raw at one point because they were so hungry. But their whole plan was to go into this heavy water factory, bomb it, and return home. But because it was storming so hard, they couldn't execute it right away. So they were pretty much just trapped. And a few of them died from frostbite because they were waiting so long. So they had to send in a second squad. But pretty much they bombed the factory.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't kill any Germans at all.
Oh.
And they got out of there. And now in Battlefield 5, instead of a bunch of Norwegian spies, guess who it is?
The
The
Soviet
Nazis.
spy.
Oh yeah, dude, it's Soviet spy.
Yeah, I remember that
Oh,
one
shit.
day. I killed all those little fucking Yankees. I yanked their brains out. Dab.
I hacked their brains out with a pair of tweezers.
Who was it?
My little chopsticks.
But instead of Norwegian spies, it was a 14-year-old girl and her mom
oh my.
in place of all of that.
Don't-
And
don't tell me they're Southern, because if it's Southern, then I'm just gonna.
no,
give
they
up.
were Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
They were Norwegian.
Oh, okay.
but-
I was gonna say if they were Southern, and they were like, "Yeehaw, brother!"
But literally the way the mission went in the game, and it was all in the span of like 2 days. The mother gets captured. The girl skis into the factory, fucking slaughters like a million Nazis, blows up the factory, and then like as like they're on top of a submarine. No, they were on a bridge, and the girl fell off of it, and she crawled to this cabin. She was like weak, like she was like pouring blood from like every orifice and shit. And she gets to this cabin where a Nazi's waiting for her, and she fucking kills him like flawlessly.
Oh God.
And then it all ends with like a bombing on top of a submarine.
Yeah, that's metal.
And it's like, it's so stupid though, because like fucking Dice is just like, this is how it actually happened. This is history right here.
Dude, a 14-year-old killed Hitler, dude.
I bet you anything. They would have been like, yeah, this 14-year-old girl killed Hitler by
Grabbed
herself.
the singular testicle of Hitler and squeezed it so hard he exploded, and in a bigger explosion, then 2 bombs dropped on Hiroshima.
You see, we just we think Hitler didn't actually kill himself. It was a strong, independent woman who did it.
He had
They
testicular cancer and
treated
breast
to
cancer.
Liberties in this history, and I don't think anyone noticed actually. I think it gave a nice authentic touch to the game.
It's one thing I can't stand, though, is historical inaccuracy. I just hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I hate knowing. Not only do I hate knowing about history, I hate how people inaccurately describe them. Like with World War II, people are like, "Oh, the Nazis won, dude!" Like when they fought in D-Day, they fucking lost. No, I hate people like that. No.
Yeah.
But then there's people that like are like, yeah, there's this one soldier in World War II. He killed 20,000 Nazis in cold blood with only a pistol, and it only had 1 bullet.
No, that's Hank's dad from King of the Hill. Remember, he killed 50 men.
I'm about to kill those Nazis, Bobby. I'll be right back.
No, that was the short guy from King of the Hill. Remember, his story was he like went to like some island where a bunch of Japanese people were, and he killed them with like a piece of his best friend or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's pretty fucking metal.
Holy shit.
I love that show.
I love King of the Hill. Yeah, it's a nice
That's a
show.
good show.
Back then, I remember whenever it showed up in Adult Swim, I'd be like, "Oh my fucking god, King of the Hill!" But honestly, it's not that bad of a show.
Yeah,
It's really good. Like I remember just waiting for King of the Hill just to finish so I could watch Family Guy with my cousin. But honestly, King of the Hill's really good. I should have been watching it this whole time.
I used to be scared of it as a child because like it was on Adult Swim, and my parents were just like, Adult Swim, that's for fucking school shooters and Nazis, and you shouldn't watch that or whatever. And when I would like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning before elementary school, you know, I would go on Cartoon Network, and the only thing that would be on was King of the Hill because, you know, it's always on right before regular Cartoon Network starts. And never watched it until like a little bit in the end when I was in middle school, and then I'm like, wow, this is cool.
I lived in the days when like they would play like anime like really late in the night, and I would wake up at like 2 a.m. and then I would turn on the TV and like Inuyasha or something was playing.
Yeah,
It's like when Adult Swim would play anime every night.
Yo, I remember when.
I'm.
No, you
I know,
should
go.
go.
Oh, all right.
No,
Well,
go ahead, sir.
yeah, I miss those old days. Like, not only would I like watching like kid cartoons, but I remember me and my brother, we'd stay up and watch Adult Swim, or I'd stay up by myself and just watch a bunch of shows like I'm not supposed to watch, like fucking Family Guy, American Dad, and I'd watch Inuyasha and all that shit. Yeah, I miss those old days.
I remember
honestly.
watching Dragon Ball Z on like my CRT TV when I was like, I had a CRT TV in my room because it was like a downstairs TV that we brought upstairs to my room. And on school, like on Fridays or whatever, I used to like turn it on late at night. Parents weren't awake. Like I would be so close to the TV, my hair would start like frizzing up because I was so close to
remember
that.
that,
Just
yeah.
like, you know, like, face into it, watching Dragon Ball Z. Man, those are the days, man.
Those are,
Yeah.
Like,
I remember Adult Swim had some shitty original shows at one point though.
no.
Y'all remember Assy McGee,
Oh yeah.
the show about the pair of legs that talked through its asshole, and it was a detective or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Or oh, do you remember all the shows where the punchline of every episode was people explode into blood, like Super Jail?
Yeah. Oh.
And you know what the funny thing is, though? I love Super Jail. I think it's a funny show. But there were so many shows like that back then. I hated it.
I remember watching, like, those kind of shows. I remember watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force or Squid Bellies or something. What, is it Squid Bellies?
Squidbillies.
Squidbillies, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was this one show called Home Movies that always show up in Adult Swim. I remember.
I loved Home Movies.
Yeah.
It was a funny show.
Back then, I forgot. I didn't want to watch that show. I thought it was like a show about like people showing home movies. Like they're like, ah ha ha, look, we're wholesome. No, but honestly, one day I just like saw this cartoon and I'm like, what the fuck? And what was it? It was about like the Pizza Club and
Yeah, I remember the episode.
Yo.
that was that's honestly one of my favorite episodes from.
It
Home
seemed
Movies.
like early on Adult Swim had good original shows. Like Aqua Teen was really funny. I watched a lot of the Brack Show, Space Ghost to Coast. Let's see here. Trying to think. Harvey Birdman is a great show. If anyone's ever watched Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, you cannot like say that's not a funny show because every episode is like I can go back to it like multiple times.
I remember
Funny show.
I remember when what's it called? I remember when Yu-Gi-Oh came out. Like, this is not involving with Adult Swim at all, but I remember when Yu-Gi-Oh came out, like 5Ds, like the one with all synchros and all that. But like,
Yeah.
I remember, what's it called? I remember watching the anime. And, like something would happen where they had like blood and stuff, but they would censor that in the English version. And I remember tuning into this one channel, and basically they showed like the Japanese version of cartoons with subtitles, and then Yu-Gi-Oh was on it, and I'm like, oh, it might be a new episode, and then it was the same episode from before, and I'm like, god damn it, and I saw like blood and all that shit, and I was like, what the fuck? That's not the real show. What is this?
Man, I'm sad because like most of the anime that I watched as a kid came from 4Kids, so I never got to see
4Kids,
like
yeah, 4Kids really fucked things up for everybody.
Yeah.
it's a jelly donut, even though it's clearly like a rice ball.
It's a jelly donut, Ash. You want a jelly donut? Yeah, Brock, let me get that jelly donut, dude.
And they would like change names too, so it's not like so Japanese. Like,
Anthony.
What was that one?
Tony.
They changed the,
Jill.
they changed the
did they
name.
like change Bakura's name in Yu-Gi-Oh to something? Like, wasn't it just like
It's got it. Hold up, let me check.
Chelsea Chan.
I could have sworn. I could have sworn like they changed one of the characters in Yu-Gi-Oh to like a completely different name.
Yeah, no, it's Bakura.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but like,
Might have been Merrick. I can't remember. It was some character.
what's it called? They changed the Dark Magician's name on purpose because what's it called? In the Japanese version, his name is Black Magician, and they thought it was racist, so they changed it to like Dark Magician.
Oh, they thought it was racist. That was racist. No, because it literally says black magic.
Yeah, what's it called? And then afterwards we had that one scene, the second to last duel in the last season of Yu-Gi-Oh with Yugi and all that, where basically Yugi's dueling against Bakura, and literally there's this one scene where what's it called? Where Yugi uses Gandora, and then Gandora blows up the whole field, blah blah blah. And then afterwards he brings back his swordsman, and then the swordsman attacks Bakura. And in the English version, Bakura's like, "Oh no, I've been defeated." But then in the Japanese version, the swordsman goes and slashes Bakura, and then like blood starts coming out of his mouth and shit.
Sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. I love the Japanese version of everything, because like the English version, they censor a lot of stuff. I don't know why.
Because America's a little pussy.
I know.
Yeah. Especially 4Kids. My God.
We can't have our kids learning about them anime titties, so we gotta feather the titties and make sure they know that it's like balloon bags or some shit, you know? Brother.
I remember watching One Piece on 4Kids, and for the longest time, I was talking to Eli about this the other night, but I told him I never knew it was called the gold shit that they ate to get their superpowers was called devil fruit.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember hearing the theme song from the 4Kids version. It was that really shitty rap song. And it was like, I remember the guy saying it was like dumb gold or something. It's like, that's a weird name for fruit, but okay.
Dumb gold. You want some good? You want some dumb gold, dude? This will give you superpowers,
They
dude.
took a bite of dumb gold and Luffy got all stretchy. That's how they explained it.
What else did they
Maybe when
censor?
I snort heavily.
Oh yeah,
They changed the color of fire to like purple or some shit like that.
they also
So it
changed.
doesn't look as dangerous.
They also changed the names for some of the Egyptian god cards in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, in
This is John.
this is John the Egyptian god card. No, but Slifer's supposed to be actually Osiris, or in Japanese Osiris.
It's the winged god Neil.
Oh my God! It's the winged chicken. Oh no!
It's Mega Ultra Chicken.
It's Mega Ultra Chicken. Oh no!
Chris, have you watched the abridged series?
Yeah,
yet?
it's actually really
Awesome.
funny.
I love it, dude.
And what else have
Toby,
they
have you
censored?
watched it?
Dude, Sonic X was such a mess. Like,
I remember.
I know
that
me
show.
and Soviet joke around with Shadow the Hedgehog. Like I tell Soviet, Shadow's so hot, dude. Oh my God,
I was
like,
gonna say the N word.
yeah, I'd always spam. Yeah, I'd always spam Soviet Shadow stuff. Like, but honestly,
What was that picture you posted, by the way, the other day of Sonic and Shadow kissing?
oh,
Where'd you
that was
get that stuff?
Beans. No, but
Was that Beans?
no. First of all, Sonic X is a terrible show. Like, I don't know.
It was
why.
a bad show.
Like, either way, like, either dub is just terrible. Like, the Japanese is very terrible, the English is terrible, but the English was the fucking worst because of how much they censored shit. Like, when Maria was gonna shut down the, what's it called? What's that fucking thing? Oh, fuck. It's a little spaceship in the sky. When she was just shutting something down, like, this guy was supposed to shoot her, but then he's like, oh my God, don't shut it down. And then it flashbacks to him. He's like, I'll never forget that day, that innocent girl.
Oh yeah, how they just covered up how the fact that a guy just straight up shot her.
Yeah.
I remember that from the game.
And then what else? Yeah, One Piece, they fucked it up. Good thing Funimation took over One Piece.
I heard Funimation wasn't all that great though.
No, but they've improved because they just put in a dub and just fit it in. They don't like censor anything. Like with
I heard they're like notorious for like stretching things out though. Like an episode of One Piece is like half a chapter nowadays.
Yeah.
I've heard of that too.
And then yeah, but in conclusion, with 4Kids, fuck 4Kids. Thanks for
Fuck
fucking up our
4Kids.
childhood. Good thing I learned about the Japanese version.
Yeah. Fuck kids, am I right, guys?
The outro to this is just gonna be the One Piece rap. Thank you for listening to the Double D podcast. This has been Captain Quinn.
This has been Chris.
You're gonna get copyrighted again. Anyway, I'm Soviet Spy. Happy holidays, but not yet.
Peace
And
out,
before-
bro.
Dab.
Before we go, just one more thing. This is the first episode where Chris will say the N word in full.
Oh yeah.
His name is Luffy. That's Monkey D. Luffy.